Hello guys, welcome once again to Djourneytv. So a lot of you have been asking why didn't I talk about the case of Pastor Uche Aigbe, that is a pastor in Abuja that was saw on the altar with an AK-47. So many people don't know what happened, and they want to know. So I decided to make this record so I would explain all that happened. But first and foremost, let's just listen to him talk what he preached about that Sunday before he was arrested. I'm sure so many of you did not know that he was arrested by the police for holding an AK-47 at the altar on a Sunday service. It was actually the second service of the day, but he was actually arrested. So let's just let him talk.
Because we like works. We're used to traditional medicine. Because you can't go to Babalawo anymore, you go to consult a pastor. So pastors have become Babalawos wearing suits. Or can I tell you the truth? So they tell you have to do certain things in order to grab you and to grip you. And unfortunately, not all pastors, but there are some pastors who are operating under the spirit of divination. They know how to read palms, and they're not different from palm readers or diviners. So they can look at you, tell you about your past, the things that happened in your family tree some years ago, and you think that this is a prophet. How many people in Jesus' lifetime did Jesus tell things about their past? How many people in the lifetime of all the apostles did he look at and began telling them things about their past? There are certain things that has nothing to do with the gospel. God is not a magician. God is not a diviner. Yes, he knows everything from the past to the future, but he does not use your past to manipulate you. That is why we need to carry our guns and defend our faith.
The video you have just watched is that of Pastor Uche Aigbe. So what happened? This happened in Abuja. The rifle he was actually holding was actually not his. It was belonging to one Inspector Musa. After the pastor was arrested, I believe he had to open up who had the gun, but because he didn't have a license to hold a gun. Even if you had the license to hold a gun, you can't hold a gun at the altar. Well, his preaching was related to the gun he was holding. He was actually just trying to say that we should guide our heart from fake teachers. That was one message he was trying to pass that Sunday before he was arrested. And also he said, faith without work is dead. So I'm sure so many of you are already asking, how is this related to him holding a gun? So what he was trying to say on that day is because of the fact that so many people leave Christianity and they visit native doctors, they feel God is a magician. That you go and see some pastors and they would say, let me read your palm, and they want to tell you about your past, and you now fall victims to this pastor. The truth about it is true here in Nigeria. There are so many fake pastors. I've said it over and over again. It is even written in the Holy Bible. This is why we need to sit down as children of God and understand the Holy Bible. So he was just explaining, we shouldn't fall to such pastors just because they can tell you about your past, they can tell you what happened to you. It doesn't mean how many, he was asking, how many people did Jesus tell about their past in the Bible? If you know, please leave a comment on the comment section. Or the disciples that were with Jesus, how many people did they tell about your past, about their past? They only prayed, did so many miracles, but they never spoke about your past. That is it. This is what this pastor was trying to say. The message he was trying to send on that day was, you should carry your gun and defend your faith. So many people don't understand that when you fall victims to these pastors, it may not know where you are connected to. Imagine you have a problem, maybe I do not know what is happening to you, but you need prayers. Instead of you praying to God for healing, and you're going to a native doctor to get herbs, to get spiritual cleansing, or they are using blood to bathe you, all those stuffs they do. We see it on Hollywood movies and the rest. So you do not know your faith. But when someone walks up to you and tell you you will die tomorrow, you are a child of God. What you should say is, I am a child of God, and I rebuke any spirit of death. That those words you confess that shows your faith. So he was only trying to explain with that AK-47 that guide your faith, carry your gun and guide your faith. That was the message he was trying to pass. But you know, social media, once anything drops on social media, before you know, people would say so many stuffs about it, and then the police had to investigate and they found out he wasn't the owner of the gun, while the Inspector Musa would be disciplined, and I don't know, he might leave the police force for handing over his gun, because it is a rule in the military, in the police, you should never lose your gun. In the army, if your gun mistakenly fires, you believe me, you'll be dismissed for out of carelessness. So if it's not, sometimes these rifles could just act up, but if your rifle mistakenly fires out of carelessness, you'll be dismissed immediately. Believe me, these people, they have a code of conduct. So many are disciplined, while so many, you know, now they cannot talk. So what do you think? Do you think it was what the police did was actually right, or was it wrong? I don't know. From my own point of view, I would say there should be some sanctions, and you get, not, it shouldn't go too far, because he was only trying to make a point. I don't think he held the gun from the beginning to the end of the service, or he had any bad intentions. He was a pastor and he wanted to pray. While some others could say that, what if something entered him and he just decided to use the gun? You know, so many people will say what they want to say, but please leave a comment on the comment section. Let me know your view about this case, for the fact that he was arrested. We do not know if he has been released till now, but for the fact that he was arrested and the police officer involved would be dismissed. So what do you think about this gist? Leave a comment on the comment section, like this video if you have not liked, and also share with the friends. Thank you guys for staying tuned. Bye for now.